Okay, today this video is going to be about my childhood crushes and my stories. So let's get started. When I was 6 years old, I had this crush on this boy who was in my class, and I thought he was so handsome, and I just had the biggest crush on him. I dreamed about him. I just wish he would like me too. And I just had no idea, and I had the longest crush on him until about the 4th grade, and he never really liked me. He just kind of didn't like me. I mean, sometimes I would try to watch him play basketball, and I knew he didn't like me, so it was a little heartbreaking. So when we were older, he had moved away, and I still had contact with him. It was Valentine's Day. I didn't have anything better to do, and I thought it'd be funny. But I told him that when I was 6 years old, I used to have a crush on him. And he was a complete jerk about it, and he just said, "Yeah, I know, so what? What's your point?" And I just felt really bad because that was my point. I just thought that maybe he would say something like, "Oh, haha, that's funny. I didn't know," even if he did, but just to be nice. Then when 4th grade came around, I was put into homeroom with this boy who I thought was so handsome, so cute, and I would just find any excuse to talk to him. So I would tell him, "Can I borrow your eraser? Can I borrow a pencil?" One time I asked him to sell me his soccer computer game, and we traded because I really liked him too, and he likes to play soccer. He still likes to play soccer. Yeah, that was that crush. And then when I was 12 years old in the 6th grade, I saw this boy that I had never seen before, and I just was taken aback by him and decided that I just had to talk to him. And it was around Christmas time, so the teachers, I think, were giving out candy canes and candy, and people had brought candy. I don't remember if I brought this candy or this was a candy that had been given to me, but I had a candy cane. And he was, I saw him pass by, and I thought, okay, this is my chance to talk to him. So I saw him go into my math teacher's classroom. I was not in her class at that time. I had another class, but she was my math teacher, so I thought it would be okay if I just went in there since everybody was just giving out candy and talking, and just went up and talked to him. And so I went into the class and I talked to him, and I told him, "Do you want a candy cane?" And he said yes, and I don't remember what else we said, but that was the start of us talking. And I mean, I didn't really know what to say or what to do because it's not like I was an expert at this anyway. So, through my neighbor, who's the guy who's my friend, um, he told him that he liked me, and I was so excited the night I found out. I was practically crying because I liked this guy so much, and I never thought that, he could like me back too. But he did. And it was just so exciting. And the first time we talked after that, um, I think he asked me for my phone number, and I gave it to him. And he called my house and we started talking. And he had told me that he loved me and that I was like his girlfriend or something. I don't know. We never really agreed upon it because he never really asked me. So I don't know what it was. But um, and I kind of got in trouble a little bit because my parents never wanted me to have a boyfriend when I was young. And so my mom kind of found out because she kind of eavesdropped on our conversation and heard him when he said he loved me. And so I got in a little bit of trouble for that. But anyway, the next day during recess, he had made this note. He had put he had folded it into like a little square or a heart, and he had drawn outside of it like hearts and decorated, and it looked so pretty. And I opened it, and one of my friends she had given it to me because she said that he had given it to her. And I opened it, and it just said that he loved me, and I don't remember what else it said because I didn't get a chance to really look at it, since I'll tell you what happened. He, well, I read it and I thought it was really sweet, but I didn't know if it was him because the handwriting was really like neat and like girl-like. So I thought that somebody had made the note to make fun of me or as a joke. And so I went up to him and I told him, "Did you really write this?" And he said, "Yes, I did." And he just took the note and ripped it to pieces. And the pieces were scattered on the floor. And I just felt so bad because I doubted him and made him feel bad. After that, we talked a couple times. Seemed like he had a crush on me, and I would go during lunch to watch him play. What's that thing? Tetherball that you hit with your knuckle with your hands. And I really liked him. And we went on this field trip to stay at Big Bear, so it's like a mountain place to practically like camping for a week from my school. It was nighttime, and they were gonna do a line dance, and he was next to my best friend. And I saw him take the hat that they had given him, and he put it on top of my best friend. And that was kind of a sign to me that he liked her and not me anymore. And that night I went crying to my bunk bed. Either way, he was kind of a player. He tried to still flirt with me because the next day we had to do archery, and I was trying to hit the target with my arrow, and he kind of put his arms around me, like he went behind me and like helped me, and it actually went right through the target. And when we came back to school, he would be flirty and come up to me and treat me like I was his, when he apparently liked my best friend. And then we went to middle school, and I still had this crush on him, but he had gotten another girlfriend, and this girl apparently saw that we had a friendship because that's all we had. I would walk with him to class in the mornings, and she got jealous, and she sent her friends over to ask who I was and what my name was. And I told them, "I don't have to tell you my name." And they just left kind of mad. And then when I would walk by them, they would be sitting on a bench and just stare at me. And that's when I told him, "You should tell your girlfriend that there's nothing between us, so to just leave me alone." And then that was the day he told me they had broken up. Never really became anything. And he just became that person who got away in a way. As hard as it was for me at 12, 13 years old, because I always had this hope that I would see him again, and we could give it another try and really make it work this time. He moved high schools, and I know that he's married, he has a kid, and I'm so happy for him because he has everything he ever wanted. So I'm happy for him. In high school, there was this boy who had these green eyes, and I just thought he was really handsome. I had never seen him before, and I had seen him only around my classroom because there was this girl who was in my class who, I guess they were friends. And so I saw him once come into the classroom as a joke to just, I guess, be funny, and then the teacher kind of kicked him out. And so I wanted to talk to him, but I didn't know how. So I told my friend that there was this boy that I liked, but I didn't know how to talk to him. And she gave me this idea, which at first I thought was crazy and that it wouldn't work, but it worked. So she told me to take a binder with a whole bunch of papers and then to drop it so that he could help me and then we could start a conversation. And I thought it wasn't going to work, but it did. I knew that he always went up a certain set of stairs because he took his lunch to go somewhere. I don't remember. And so I knew he would be going up this set of stairs. So I got ready with my whole bunch of loose papers that I was going to drop, and I went up the stairs, and as soon as I heard him open the door, I dropped all my papers, and luckily he came up the stairs and he started helping me pick them up, and I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry that I dropped them." And he helped me pick them up, and then he asked me my name, and I told him, "Hey, I've seen you around my classroom before. How come you don't come anymore?" And that's when we started talking. And since then, he would go to my classroom to wait for me before I went to my class. And everything was going well. We started talking. I was so nervous. I also didn't know where this was going, if he liked me or he didn't. He had told me he thought I was pretty, but I didn't know, if that was just a compliment or he really liked me. So eventually, I don't know why, and it's not anything he did, it was just my fault, that the crush I had on him was lost. I didn't like him anymore, and I didn't know how to tell him. So what I did was very bad, and I really regret it, and I really feel guilty for doing this. But I stopped coming to my class on time. So I would wait until I was gonna be late in order to go, because I know that he couldn't, he wasn't just gonna be waiting around until I came and be late to his class. So I started doing that a couple times in a row, and eventually he caught on and stopped coming. And after that, I think I saw him once during lunch with his friends, and he just ignored me. And I deserved it for being mean, like I was, because I didn't know how to explain or how to. I didn't know. I'm sorry, I didn't know. I didn't mean to hurt him. I just didn't know how to say that I didn't like him anymore. And so, if you're young and you don't know how to talk to a boy, this is kind of a way that you could do it. A way to get a conversation started with someone who otherwise you would never be able to. So, these have been my childhood crush stories. If you have any, comment them below. I'd like to know. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And yeah.